Welcome, everybody. I am Augusta Myers, and with me today are two people from the city of Albuquerque. First, Kevin Sarasow, who is a Deputy Director for the Department of Municipal Development, we affectionately call DMD, and also Lisa Huval, who is the Director of Community and Family Services. Or did I say that backwards?
I am also Deputy Director. Okay. I'm the Deputy Director of Housing and Homelessness within the Department of Family and Community Services.
Gotcha. It's a mouthful.
It's a
lot to put on a business card. And
for sure.
I tried to give you a promotion there by making you the director, but thank you. Thank you both for joining us. Good. Lots of things going on November 5th. So let's start with what's happening regarding DMD. And there's a road tax and there's a bond issue. Let's first talk about the tax, Kevin.
So the road tax, it will be the third 10-year period. The road tax or the transportation tax has been in place for about 20 years.
So basically every 10 years voters vote on this?
Yes, we go to the voters, we ask them to vote yes on that, and it helps fund road rehabilitation projects. It gives us a very stable revenue source that we can use to fund road rehabilitation projects. And those rehabilitation projects are based on the conditions of our roads.
Okay, so basically a tax provides that more continual funding for things that need to be dealt with within our roadway system within Albuquerque.
Yes, we have about 4,600 road miles that we maintain. 2,000 of those, sadly, are in bad shape. They're in poor or very poor shape. So a little over 40%. So we try to prioritize those. We do a survey every 3 to 5 years. We have a company that actually comes in and does a survey of our road conditions. And we prioritize those repairs based on those conditions, based on the areas of town. We try to spread that out so we're not doing a lot of construction in one area. We try to spread that out through our 9 council districts so it doesn't, we don't have one council district that's getting all of the road repair. And we also have roads that are, different ages throughout the city, because we've got newer parts of the city and older parts of the city.
Well, it's kind of like painting the Golden Gate Bridge. You get to one end and you start over again. It's continuous. But I think the important thing for voters to know is that this isn't a new initiative. This is something that goes before them every 10 years, and this is the third time that that's happening. Yes.
The voters have been paying, this is a gross receipts tax. The voters have been paying roughly 25 cents on every $100 they spend to support programs that help us maintain and rehabilitate our roads.
Great, good to know, and thank you for that. Also, a couple of bond questions regarding some of this stuff. Talk to me about those.
So again, we go to the voters every couple of years for the bond questions.
It's a cycle every 2 years.
Yes, bond capacity varies. DMD has money or has requests on the ballot to help us again support some of our large road rehabilitation projects, large intersections, large roads that need to be rebuilt on a large scale, where we need a big chunk of money for that. We have a questions on the ballot for that. And then we also have some questions related to facilities. We have a lot of older facilities in the city. They're aging. We want to protect our building envelopes. We have roofs that need replacement, rehabilitation. We've got mechanical systems that are aging. And we want to be good stewards of the taxpayer dollars and make sure that we're taking care of the assets that we have. Right. So we have some questions on the bond to help us address some of those needs as well.
Gotcha. Well, thank you. And Lisa, you were saying you are specifically, there's something on the ballot that deals with homelessness. Talk to me about that.
Yes, so there is also a bond question on the ballot that asks voters to about $21 million for new community centers or facilities. If that bond question were to pass, 14 of that 21 million would be used to plan, design, and construct a new emergency shelter for people experiencing homelessness in our community.
And that's something that would bring it closer to the services that they need?
Yeah, so right now we have several centrally located shelters in our community that are owned and operated by local nonprofits. And then the city owns a building that's located about 20 miles from downtown Albuquerque. It used to be the jail, so it's an old jail. And we contract with a local nonprofit to run it as an emergency shelter. But the fact that it's so far from town, the fact that it's an old jail, this is really not an ideal way to provide shelter for people in our community experiencing homelessness. And it also makes it really hard for them to access the services that they need to exit
20
homelessness
miles.
when it's so far away. We're also spending about $1 million a year just providing transportation out to the shelter and back every morning. So if this bond question were to pass, it would allow us to bring those shelter beds into town and I think be able to more effectively serve people experiencing homelessness.
And that's 14 of the 21 minutes. It's not
That's
all
correct.
of it, but it's
Yes, that is correct.
2/3 of it, basically.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Well, I thank you both for joining me
Yeah,
to talk
thank
about
you.
this. And November 5th is right around the corner, so all good information.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Okay.
it.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
We appreciate the time.
Thank you.